It's Pip here, and today I want to talk to you about the problem with impressing others. So you might be watching this video because you're vaguely aware that you are trying to impress somebody. Maybe it's someone at work, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's yourself, or maybe you're aware that someone else is trying to impress someone else and it's left you feeling a bit uncomfortable. Maybe it's a friend who's really trying to impress someone that they're wanting to be with. Maybe it's that they're doing it for a family member, or maybe you're just in a very competitive part right now. Maybe you're in a class, you're learning something perhaps, and everyone seems in the race to kind of impress. And so I want to talk to you a bit about this, because the problem with this is it can leave you feeling a bit empty, because what you're trying to do, or what they're trying to do, is always conform to someone else's standards. Now, we all have our own standards and excuse me, and it's not kind of wrong or bad to want to adhere or connect with somebody who's got higher standards. However, it comes down to whether you're doing it from an internal point of view or an external point of view. Now, let me break that down. So, an internal point of view, you see someone with higher standards than you and you think, oh, okay, I would like to be like that. You aspire from within. If you're doing it from an external point of view, you're looking around and going, if I'm not like that, this will happen. Okay. Now, that's all well and good, but you might, for example, think that you're going to get the same results as them. You may not, because at the end of the day, you are still you, you're still individual, you're still unique. And also, the problem with trying to impress is that you are guessing someone else's standards. They may not be bothered, even if you do reach those standards. So just be aware of that. And also, the other thing is, everybody has different kind of things that impress them. So it's like, so when it comes to, for example, attraction, so that's a massive one. So as you can see, I do not look like Cameron Diaz or anyone like that. And if I tried to be like them, one, I wouldn't be being true to myself. I would actually be coming further and further away from myself, and that would cause problems in terms of identity. Also, they might not actually really want someone who looks like Cameron Diaz, as I say, or somebody like that. And it might actually be off-putting for them, for someone to pretend to be somebody that they're not, and that's the biggest one. You know, they might not even, as I say, notice that. If you know, you try to change your hair colour and you try to change this and you try to change that, they might not notice that. And because you're trying to always conform to different people's standards, there's always going to be another level that you can reach. You're going to soon really find yourself in a place where you're striving, you don't know who you are, and it causes an all-out mental and emotional war. So what do we do about this? This is the next question. So you have to be true to yourself at the end of the day. Say your best friend is looking like amazing and you're chuffed for her, or him, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, they're just gonna get that guy or that girl and they're gonna do amazing, and they always, you know, the teachers or whatever or whoever always look upon them better, or the work colleagues or whatever. And I'm kind of background, I've never really noticed. You could try and emulate them. You could try and find your own standards, but as I say, you may not exactly get the exact same results. They may not get the guy or the girl. And at the end of the day, if someone doesn't like you for who you are, if you're trying to keep up those appearances for a long time, it's going to get to you. So don't do that. So that might be a really, really hard lesson. And especially I think today, where we live in a TikTok era and social media era, you know, everybody's got to be this and that and everything else. You've got to know what makes you happy. You've got to conform to your own standards. You've got to know actually what makes you tick, because at the end of the day, if, say, a relationship you're looking for, someone will be aligned with that. You know, the other thing that we do sometimes as well to impress people is we try and make our lives sound more exciting than they are. Okay, sometimes life is what people call boring. I call it peaceful. Okay, I haven't, for example, on certain weekends gone out and done anything in particular. Okay, no, I haven't gone kayaking or mountain biking or hiking. I haven't, read a book. I haven't watched a particular movie. I haven't really done anything particular. In fact, there's a lot of things that I haven't done and stuff still needs doing at home. Okay, that's called normal, and it's all right. And sometimes, as I say, when we're all get into this race, because other people start then noticing you, then we stop being true to ourselves, and we all end up in this race of fakeness and falseness, and nobody being true to themselves, and everyone putting on a facade, and it's just not ideal. It can hurt sometimes when someone doesn't notice you. I've been there in many different situations, but if you sacrifice yourself for their attention, I suppose, then the minute you lose their attention, it's going to really hurt, and you're going to end up in a place where you don't know who you are. So that's it from me. I hope that helps, and I'll see you soon. You take care. Bye bye now.